Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew with Neck Deep Media. I'm here with Nick from Hit the Lights. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing awesome, man. It's nice to be here. Beautiful
great.
night, a beautiful alley, beautiful door.
We're in the perfect spot, you know. So we are here this evening specifically for the Hit the Lights, Skip School, Start Fights 10-year anniversary tour.
Nope, not even 10 years, dude. We're just playing the record all the way through.
Oh shit.
Yep, came out in 2008. We're just doing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
See, I guess I just assumed.
Oh, you could just
that,
assume. Yeah, we're definitely not going to do it in 10 years. I don't know if we'll be around 2018. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? But we basically we got offered. Glamour Kills wanted to do a holiday show and asked if we'd like to play that record all the way through, and we were like, sure. And we did that, and kids went apeshit, and a bunch of people wanted to see it. So, like I said, we're getting ready to go into the studio next month to do a record. And we weren't really going to hit the road, and our booking agent brought up the idea of just doing this for a couple dates on a short little run. And then he brought up all like the bands like Major League and Light Years, stuff like that. And we're like, that's an excellent package. Yeah, we'll fucking do it. And here we are, doing it now.
Well, cool. I definitely had my facts wrong, but that's okay.
It's okay.
It's still.
What are facts, man?
Who needs them? What's time?
What is time? Let's not get into
time.
that shit.
Society. So, since that record has come out in 2008, not 10 years ago, what has changed, not just with Hit the Lights in general, but also just with the way that our music scene has worked since then, and just what you've noticed has become sort of different throughout, like, our little chunk of the world?
Yeah, I think in 2008 when we released Skip School Start Fights, I think pop punk was in, but it was more along the lines of like I wouldn't consider it pop punk, but I think that's what it is. Like there's Boys Like Girls, you know, We the Kings, All Time Low, who are still killing it, but those were like the bigger bands, and now I think it's kind of come around to more of like the DIY grassroots stuff, where like the Wonder Years are just fucking huge. Bands like coming up like Knuckle Puck and like Major League and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of this new pop punk is kind of like clinging on to they like to cling on to like the 90s kind of like grungier movement, which is really funny because pop punk was like the outlet that got me out of like the grunge and stuff that all my friends were listening to.
Right.
Because that's all I knew, like growing up in Ohio. So when I found pop punk, I was like, oh my God, this is different. I love it. And it's funny now I'm seeing that a lot of that's being adopted into like the new school pop punk.
To
yeah.
meld together,
which is funny.
Bit.
Yeah, it's funny how things work.
Well, cool. So even with things like the transfer from MySpace to Facebook and Bandcamps and all that other stuff, have you seen like a change in the way that, I mean, obviously fans of music are getting most of their stuff online and pulling it and downloads and things like that, but even from 2008 to now, there's been a lot of differences. Have you noticed like anything super major that's changed for Hit the Light specifically, or generally with music that you've noticed, or personally and things like that?
Well, definitely like CDs have gone out. You know, there's really no point even pressing CDs anymore. It's all about vinyl, which has made a huge comeback. Even stuff like cassettes and stuff like that. I think a lot of bands are catching on to the fact that they do like limited runs and limited pressings of certain things, and kids latch onto that. You know, it's because to them it's something special, something, you know, that that not everyone can get. You know, I think that's why it's kind of bringing it back to that grassroots feel and stuff that kids dig. That kind of evens it out for the fact that you can go online and pull any record for free, you know, anymore.
Right.
And I think that, you know, I don't know, how old are you?
I am 24.
24. Do you remember buying CDs and like opening them up and like reading the liner notes when you got the CD and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
That was a huge part of like my experience like, with music and stuff. And I'm sure it goes back to like vinyl and stuff like that too, with what our parents did.
Right.
But I feel like for a while I felt like kids were missing out on that. Like, man, like you don't get to like go and like unwrap a CD and like look at the artwork and read along like while you're, you know, listening to the lyrics and stuff, which is something that was huge for me. But I think that's being kind of counteracted by the new branding with like the new vinyls and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's coming back in kind of a different form, but they still have that feeling, that same feeling that I had listening to CDs and stuff and reading along with the notes.
Exactly. And I think too, a lot of kids realize like, yeah, I've been getting all this music for free. There's still something missing. Like there's still this little void that you're not getting a full part of it. Like for me, when I opened that CD up when I was a little kid, or now records a lot more, but still CDs too, peeling that little annoying piece of plastic sticker off of the top and trying to get it open. It's just something that makes you feel closer to the music that you listen to.
Sure.
Staring at the album artwork, reading through the lyrics while the songs play through. It's
Yep.
something that, I mean, if you're really into music, if it's something that's not just a casual hobby for you, it's something that you can't dismiss. And that's, I think, what a lot of people are picking up on now.
Right. And I had, I said, Hit the Lights took some time off in 2013. And in that time, I did a little project called Thief Club, and I made a record, and I put it up and stuff online, and people were demanding like physical copies. They wanted physical copies of stuff, and I just figured, I was like, there's no way kids want CDs anymore, because you don't, like, we can't give CDs away at our like merge table, you know.
Right.
It doesn't happen. So there's still, I feel like there's still that, we were talking about that want to have and hold something special, you know, and I pressed like something like 200 copies, and they went really fast, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But it has to do with, you know, they wanted to hold it. They wanted that thing that you can't get from
Right.
downloading it.
Right, absolutely. So moving forward, well, actually, sort of backwards in time. Last year, or
Time,
not
man.
last year, maybe last year. Last time we caught up with you, you were on tour with the Punches and State Champs, and you also had Colin on tour with you,
Yeah.
doing some vocals and things. So what was it like, having him back? I know you definitely dug playing guitar
Yeah.
on some of those songs, and getting back into that zone as well. Dynamically, what was different, better, worse, and then what's it like touring now, or regularly, I should say, as the group that it has been since Skip School Start
Yeah.
Fights?
The Colin tour was a cool experience that we did, and we actually will have a documentary coming out that we recorded over the whole tour that did. But it was funny because it didn't have. I think some places kids were amazing and insane, and then other places I felt like kids really didn't care all that much. And Hit the Lights was a band. Once Colin quit and I took over vocals, of course, there's going to be all like the naysayers all the time and stuff. But
Right.
there's an adamant group of people who, like, on Facebook and stuff like that, are always like, "When's Colin coming back? When's Colin coming back?" So when we decided to do that with Colin, I expected a lot bigger reaction than what we ended up getting. And I remember reading things online, like, we announced it, I was excited to see what kids said, and some kids are just like, "I like Nick's voice better anyway, I'm not going to see this," and stuff. So just like,
Right,
you
right.
can never make everyone happy.
No.
But
There's always going to be negative people who are just
Always.
angry for no reason.
always, and those people didn't go to the shows anyway. You know, those people don't support the band no matter what they do. So it was cool, like, to see that and just know that, like, all like the crap from before that was online stuff too. It's just like, you can't make people happy, and it's just that simple.
Yeah.
So we just did it because it was a lot of fun. Like I said, a lot of those shows were awesome. It was good to have Colin out for a little bit. By the end of that tour cycle, I think we were so tired of touring. That was like all taking a strain on all of us. Which I said, there's a documentary, so I'm sure you'll see some of that strain
Awesome.
as well.
Not awesome for the strain, but awesome for the documentary.
Hey, it's good footage. Our guy Bubba, Kyle Thrash, who directed, he definitely pressed us for some good footage and made stuff really fucking awkward for us sometimes. But I know it's gonna come out well in the end. That being said, too, yeah, I really miss playing guitar. I loved playing guitar. And on this tour, I actually get to play a little bit of guitar now too, and
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
letting me know that I really miss it. So I don't know, maybe with my Thief Club stuff or something, I can start picking it back up.
Well, very cool. That's awesome. I know for me too, having Colin on that tour, like, it was cool. The first CD was actually one of the ones where I learned on the physical copy of the CD to take the front cover off in order to get the plastic off.
Yep,
Easier.
definitely. I try to show that to, like, all the kids whenever they take it. Like, bring me the CD to sign. I'd always show them exactly what
Pop
to
it
do.
off?
Pop it off. Yep.
Comes off in all one sheet. And my mind was blown. But it was your CD that
Yeah.
that was the first time I learned how to do that.
The world just became like a little brighter.
Yeah. Yeah. You made a difference.
The music was okay,
The music was all right.
but that moment when I tore off that little plastic piece,
It changed my world forever.
I'm glad it did. I'm glad.
The CD did too, though. I did blast that in my car for like
Okay, man. All
years
right.
straight.
All right.
Chicago.
Yep, Chicago. We bought her right in front of the Subterranean. We were loading out, and we were all pretty drunk. And this guy came out, and he just had an armful of pit bull puppies. And he was selling pit bull puppies and mushrooms. And we bought a puppy, which was totally the wrong decision. Totally the wrong decision. But now I have an awesome dog, and he said I'll always remember Subterranean now because it gave me Chicago.
That's awesome, man. I remember reading about that in I think an issue of Alternative Press and thought like that's the coolest thing ever. And you guys tour with her too, right?
We did, yeah. Now she's at home in St. Louis. We like to keep her, I guess, at home more.
Okay.
It's hard to tour with. She's like 70 pounds now, so it was a lot easier. She was like a
When
puppy.
she was a little puppy.
Yeah,
but
now she takes up a whole bench, and it just doesn't work out as well.
Totally understandable. So you mentioned St. Louis.
Yep.
Are you a hockey fan?
I'm not a hockey fan per se, but I can watch it and get drunk and have a lot of fun.
Okay.
I should be, but I just haven't latched onto it yet.
It's cool. It's cool. I just thought I'd bring it up. I'm a huge Blackhawks fan. And,
Okay. The Blues.
We had a pretty aggressive rivalry going on this year. So
Did we win?
no,
Oh shit. Well, I don't watch hockey, so whatever.
just figured I'd ask.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's cool. I'm glad you got your puppy from here. It's always a good city. A lot of bands obviously like being here, and that's a bigger city. It kind of tends to happen. Crowds here are always a little bit bigger, which is nice. And,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's always Chicago was the first place where when we started touring as Hit the Lights, we would come to and kids would come back. Like I remember, I think we sold out our first like VFW show, like out of state in Chicago. So it's a special place in my heart for sure.
Yeah. We have a good musical following here, and it just
Loyal.
it usually
Very
usually
loyal.
and typically pays off. I've been to very few shows where it's been a sad output from any audience
Right.
or low attendance, which is awesome. It's great to see because I
Definitely.
know that I've been to shows in Wisconsin and other places where it's sad
Yeah.
to see and walk in and there's nobody there or everybody's standing there with their arms crossed.
Yep.
not
We've
getting
had a
into
couple of
it.
those shows on this tour too. So, but I know this shows will be a lot better. You can
Tonight's
already
gonna be
tell.
awesome.
Yeah. All the bands are playing. The kids are going ape shit already. It's awesome.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me. Looking
Yeah,
forward to
man.
your set
Had a
tonight.
good
and,
talk.
It has been a great talk. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Cheers.